Say what? It's Tuesday
EriDan
night.
Film Festival.
Goodness, how exciting is this?
It's a Weird Tuesday
you're
show.
back again. What was that?
It's a Weird Tuesday show.
It is a Weird Tuesday show, but either way, no matter what night of the week it is, we're glad that you could join us. Episode 109 of the EriDan Film Festival. I've added it up now. It would take you 10 days to watch all the movies that we have watched so far for the EriDan Film Festival. And tonight it's a double feature. So this means this is movies number 135 and 136.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, it's so many movies, so many wonderful and so many not so wonderful movies. But that's okay. It's so fun to gather together with friends and family and complete strangers to talk about movies. And obviously, this is the show for the people, by the people. Dan, I noticed you have very red, white, and blue graphics happening on the screen.
Well, it is 4th of July week, so I figured we might as well keep it.
And I wore my matching outfit, so we're all good with that. And so, Dan, I see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. You'd have to be, I don't know, maybe not watching your phone device to not know how to join us. But if people want to join,
you want me to adjust? I can adjust. Here we go. Hold on.
I love it. No, I'm saying, I just want to say that if people want to join, it's right there. It's right there, EriDanLive.com. It's so easy. Anybody.
Yes. See, I reversed it. Now, Super 8 and music and lyrics, the movies we're going to talk about tonight. That is on the bottom, and now EriDanLive.com. And by the way, when I set up the forwarding earlier today, I hit the wrong button and I almost deleted the domain. Luckily, GoDaddy's like, "Are you sure you want to delete your domain?" I'm like,
well, I'm glad they ask, and we got an error. You gonna click that? You click that.
There you go.
So we're gonna bring in some guests. We want more guests. We can handle. Is it 10?
We have 10 live. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 2 more. 2 more people can join if they want to join.
2 slots available. So, feel free to hang out in the comments.
Unlimited people can hang out in the comments. Unlimited. Speaking of comments, Adam already said some of these movies feel like they take 10 days to watch.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it was only 9 days since our last show. So
has it been that long? We had so long to watch these movies. I'm sure people have watched them multiple times.
And Adam is now watching us via Twitch. So our migration to Twitch is happening.
So it's not 3 movies. It's not Super 8 music and lyrics. It's
that's right.
Music.
Should I do an ampersand?
No, I think you're good. You do with that, and let's bring in the one responsible for this double feature, shall we? I think we should.
Madam Librarian.
Live on location.
Yes, on location.
Actually, at a library.
At a library.
At a library. Are you alone?
I am alone. We just closed.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
And
library's closed. Moose out front should have told you.
Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't even keep track. There's so much happening. Well, we're so Stacy, while we bring in other people, you get to think about what order we're going to talk about these movies. We'll let you decide, but you think about that while we bring in Brittany.
One ring to rule the moon. One ring to fight.
It's Brittany.
Brittany is here.
Brittany.
And baby model is gone. It's so sad.
I did send pictures in the group chat of the baby model for those who didn't get to see her.
That's awesome, and we appreciate that greatly. Amazing model. And the EriDan merch store is open, so don't be afraid to go buy yourself some merch. And let's bring in some Cody.
Wiki. Wikipedia.
Wiki.
Cody by the lake. How is the podcast going, Cody? You are muted, by the way.
The Steelers by the Lake podcast?
That's the one I'm referring to, is Steelers by the Lake.
It's going all right. We're trying to still network and do stuff. I did a lot of networking the past month or so, and we had a guest speaker on the last. I had 2 guest guys on the last episode. The one has 2.04 subscribers on YouTube, or 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
That's excellent.
That was
2.04 subscribers.
I know. I forgot the million part.
It's all right. We get
Yeah.
you. We get you. That's awesome.
My old roommate's here to say hi too. Nick's here in his work uniform.
Hello.
What's up, Nick?
Hello. Very nice. So professional.
He is.
Appreciate that. Speaking of professional. And there's the
Howdy.
mayor of town.
Dave looks like he's on location too.
From the road.
Nice.
On
We
the
should all
road
be-
again.
we will be on the road soon. And we'll talk about that later tonight. And then we've got two people who are
It
quickly.
looks like Cody's going Geordie LaForge here.
Yeah, just pull that over your eyes, Cody.
It's a little bit.
He's just
No,
he's
he's
just
busy in conversation.
he's just
So in that
circling
case,
his.
Brian, Zach, Brian and Zach quickly working their way towards having their very own intros. How are you, gentlemen?
Good.
Good. Everybody's good.
Good.
Yeah, Brian's got one more, I think, and then he'll have his.
I believe this is this is his. Is this? I can't even keep track.
And
I
that's
don't
one of
even
my
remember.
favorite quotes from the movie. Drugs are so bad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
That's
that's what I love. It was good.
amazing. So, all right. So, Stacy,
Yeah.
which one of our movies are we going to talk about first?
And we'll talk about music and lyrics first.
Oh, we're going to start with music and lyrics, a little rom-com. All right. Let's take a look at Music and Lyrics 2007. Share the music with someone you love. Hugh Grant, Drew Barrymore, Brad Garrett, Kristen Johnson, Haley Bennett, and Campbell Scott in this writer-director. Dan loves the writer-director movies. Mark Lawrence brings us this lovely movie with a budget of $40 million, worldwide gross of $146 million. The critics, not so much love at 63%. The audience, also not so much love at 68%.
Is that the poster there that actually opened on Valentine's Day?
I guess it did. Absolutely.
Whoa.
Yeah, I did not doctor the poster, I promised. So, how about that? So, Stacy, why music and lyrics? Why Hugh Grant again to the Hugh Grant well?
Well, because I wanted to watch it again because it's in my book of movies. And then I watched it again yesterday. Like the third time I watched it. And it just didn't hold up.
Oh, interesting.
Sadly. So, I feel bad. Adam, I'm so sorry. I know. I was just like, oh.
Kind of a musical and a rom-com.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I loved it when I watched it the first time. I liked it the second time too. And then when I watched it, I'm like, it just seems like it was so much more back then. And now I'm like, meh.
I still love it.
I do too, but it wasn't what I wanted to watch. And I was really kind of disappointed.
I think I liked it better the first time.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I watched the first time, I think within the past year.
Oh, okay.
We watched it for the first time. And so I don't know if it, it got better with age or if I needed longer between viewings. I don't know.
The music is the star of the movie.
There is some great music.
Some of it's great, and some of it
is there a soundtrack to music and lyrics? Can
Oh,
you
yes,
buy
absolutely. We own it.
Soundtrack? That's awesome. Of course you own it. That's awesome. And Hugh Grant's not so bad with the singing.
No, he did his own singing.
And the Britney Spears inspired tracks throughout the
Well, it was sort of like Britney / Shakira seemed to be the inspiration for Cora.
happening there, but I get a real Slave for You vibe.
Oh yeah,
from all that.
But the dancing was more Shakira than Britney.
Yes. Yeah, there's some
Well, there was no snakes.
Well, I was just waiting for Brad Garrett to be like, everybody loves Alex. Didn't happen.
No.
I'm so disappointed.
But
Brad Garrett's very funny in this. Brad Garrett was good.
He's a funny guy.
It's
And
story.
Kristen Johnson, very good.
Oh, she's always good.
She's almost as tall as Brad Garrett.
I was telling Jennifer, I kind of wish it was somebody besides Drew Barrymore.
Yes.
Drew Barrymore brings a lot of baggage with her, being Drew Barrymore.
Well, I even said that to Margaret. I said this is a rare movie for me because I really like it and it has Drew Barrymore in it. And she doesn't kill the movie in any way, but she doesn't enhance the movie in any way for me either.
No, I feel like
it could have been better casting.
Yeah.
Were they slightly unknown or a slightly
Well, I mean, Cora, for example, was beautifully cast. She was perfect in that role.
Yes.
That was her first movie, that girl.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Drew Barrymore, I don't mind in most things. I think she's really, from where the trouble was when she was a teenager and everything, I think she's come a long way. The Barrymore name, I think, really pushed her along. Not that anybody knows it anymore, but
I have nothing against her. I just don't think she's that great an actress.
She's not, but I enjoy her in most, and I liked her the first time I saw this. It's this just, like I said, it just didn't age well. Notting Hill aged fine to me. I love that one, and the other one we watched with Hugh Grant in it, and I just realized I just really like Hugh Grant.
There's a lot of Hugh Grant. We've had a lot of Hugh Grant.
What was the other Hugh Grant movie? Oh, it was Love Actually was the other Hugh Grant movie.
I love Love Actually.
Me too, and I
actually.
That's one of I think that's my favorite.
But Hugh Grant is almost always Hugh Grant.
Yes.
Right.
He is, but he's so charming. He really and
horrible.
The thing I loved about him in this is he has an ability that he brings to so many of his roles to make the script sound so like he's just saying it off the cuff. You never get the feeling with him that he's reading a script when he's in the right roles. Right. He just his comebacks to his banter with Drew Barrymore, it just felt real. He really is good at that.
He is, and I was thinking that too. I just didn't have the right words to say that. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like he's not reading. It makes you think that he's just saying these things on his own, and he's not. And he's very good at that. I agree.
It's called acting.
I know, but some people are terrible at it.
Yes, they are.
Master thespian.
And what's interesting to me, so was this anybody's first time? Out of curiosity, anybody's first time? All right, Brittany's first time, Brian's first time, Dan's first time. Well, I think okay. So for the people who were not born in the 80s, I was kind of curious how that aged. How this sort of nostalgia movie. How because it was one thing, a lot of us lived through that music style and had an experience with Wham and see the Andrew Ridgeley connection to the George Michael. But I'm curious from Brittany and Brian what your thoughts were for this 80s flashback when the 80s weren't really anything to you.
I was gonna say who was not born in the 80s?
Brittany.
And Cody.
Yeah, and Cody as well, right? Yeah,
exactly.
I was born in the 80s.
You were born in the 80s.
Yeah.
Were you old enough in the 80s though to get a feel for the 80s into early 90s music?
I know 80s. Yeah, I mean I didn't live through it, but I know it, and I know the style, and I've listened to a lot of it before. So.
And the music videos too. That was just such 80s MTV music videos with the bad acting and the doctor shaking his head and the busty nurse wheeling him in.
I just love this so much. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, Brian,
we also sort of drew a contrast between the 80s music and then the music of the aughts with the Cora / Shakira / Britney.
Yeah.
And how different the music was, which was a lot of fun.
I mean, it's a wildly predictable movie, would you say?
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, so is the other movie. That's one common thing they have in them. Both movies were very predictable.
I don't think it makes it bad though. I mean, sure. Every movie really goes by a formula, and romantic comedies are just there's always the same type of scenes in them. You have the dress up scene. Yeah, the Sex at 60 like I talked about before. Mm-hmm. And then the guy always screws up, and sometimes the girl always screws up, you have all of those.
Yeah, there's a big fight. There's a big fight, and then they have to make up from the big fight.
Yeah, the formula.
And he does something like crazy that you would never do in normal life.
Holding the boombox over his head.
Right, yeah, exactly. I love them. I'm a sucker for romantic comedy.
If they're well made, they're wonderful. Even a predictable movie, if you get the right people doing it, can be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So Zach, what were your thoughts? You've seen this before, right?
Yeah, I've seen this a few times. My mom loves this movie, so I've seen it a lot of times. She had the CD in her car, so I like knew every word to the song.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean I enjoyed it. I really like movies that incorporate music. Like all of my favorite movies, besides a few, have like movie involved, whether a good soundtrack or like musical numbers. So I enjoyed that, but yeah, it was very predictable, and I guess I've seen it, so I already knew how it was going to end. But yeah, it was pretty good. But I also don't like Drew Barrymore. She kind of annoys me, especially with her talk show lately. Like if I see her, I'm just like, please stop talking. But it's just
there's a lot of baggage there.
There's just a lot of her. But yeah, I liked everything besides her, really.
Well, there's also the age difference, which was slightly creepy.
Yeah. That's a little odd too.
That was one thing that Richard had commented on was the age difference in the two of them.
Age difference?
14 years in real life.
Yeah. Yikes.
I think it was supposed to be 7 or 8.
That's nothing.
Hey, let's not forget Estelle Getty was younger than B. Arthur, and she played her mom. So you know.
Yeah, but that was not a romantic relationship then.
Oh, you didn't see that one episode then?
Adam, I'm so sorry.
Oh, we got 3 smiles from Adam.
Yes,
3 shitty smiles. Shit-eating grins.
It's a very rare romantic comedy that Adam likes, though. So he already started this with his score very biased against it.
Yeah, and that's how I felt when I was like I said when I was watching it yesterday, and I see Hugh Grant's face again, and I went, "Oh crap, this was a bad choice."
I don't think.
No, I don't think it was. I liked it. I was happy to watch it again.
Yeah, I enjoyed
for Adam.
Oh, for Adam, sure.
Yeah,
yes,
I didn't finish.
Definitely for Adam. Kristen Johnson meeting, Hugh Grant for the first time. Very reminiscent of when Dan met Debbie Gibson for the first time.
Debbie, who's name checked several times in here.
Yes. Tiffany.
She can take a punch. Debbie Gibson.
And she's her defending champion.
That is a great joke.
What I loved at the beginning when they're talking about the battle of the 80s has-beens, he's like, nope, no problem with that at all. I'm a has-been. I'm a happy has-been. Just, he has long since come to terms with the fact that he is never going to be as successful as his ex-partner and just trying to make a living at it.
Yeah.
I felt like Hugh Grant was just like the wrong cat. I mean, he's older than everybody in his band even.
Yeah.
Like the opening video, it's like he's so
well,
much
that's because it took place 10 years before. I mean, you can't do a flashback without the aging being an issue.
Well, I know, but the band members all in the video look much younger than him. Like maybe
but that's because it was supposed to be everyone about the same age, but he's the only one that appeared in the current scenes. None of them appeared. So you haven't.
So why wouldn't they? That's my point. They should have cast people that also were his age in the video of his band.
But then they would have looked age inappropriate for the music. I mean, if they're trying to spoof Wham, you're not going to have guys looking like they're in their 30s.
I know, but he sticks out is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but he had the beautiful hairpiece, so
he had the puffy shirt.
The puffy shirt, right?
Puffy shirt.
It's awesome.
That
video, they should have
the dancing.
The music video, I think that they should have. It filled the whole screen. I'm like, no, that's not how we watched videos. It should have been with like a frame around it.
You mean like the pop-up video at the end during the credits?
No, the one at the beginning.
The 4x3.
No, but I mean, you should have shown it more like the pop-up video at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And because I'm like, this doesn't even look like a video to me. And I didn't watch very many videos. I was not a music video person. My mom and dad watched them they watched Friday night videos. I was in bed.
Like that dance move with the.
We used to watch DTV on in the early days of the Disney Channel.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that.
Dance moves. He had dance moves that actually I found something similar from a Barry Manilow concert.
Okay, no, look.
Watch out.
You gotta warn us before you do that, Eric.
Eric.
I was going to say
a super replacement.
Yeah, I love that the joking about the dancing. It was great, and like he throws his back out and everything. Yeah. I love it so much.
And another nostalgic piece was the the pop-up video in the closing credits was, if you used to watch VH1's pop-up video, and who didn't, that was just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, you read the little like things
Well,
that
that was nice
they
because
add.
that gave me like the closure that I wanted, like that the author's movie tanked real bad, and
it was a really clever way to do like they did at the end of Animal House, and they do it a lot of those movies where they show you where they are now. It was a very clever way to do that.
It's very clever. Well, are we ready to throw some numbers at this thing? Does anybody want to have any last comments before since we have another movie to get to?
Let's number it up. I guessed it right. Yes.
Wow.
I was moving them blindly.
Okay. All right. I do enjoy these movies. I do enjoy Hugh Grant a lot. But I think that I just am at a point in my life and I'm like, don't care anymore. So it's not going to be as high as I thought it was. I am actually going to give it an 82.
All right.
Lovely score.
And then we'll go to Dave, Mayor of Bootytown.
It made me hungry to go to a Chinese restaurant and get some Buddha's Delight. That was for sure. It
actually a name on one of the songs.
Yes, exactly.
Turns out I do have the song.
Yes, there are criticisms of this movie. It's predictable. Drew Barrymore is a weak point in such a major role. Not that she's bad. She's just not up to the level of the people she's working with. But the stars of the movie are Hugh Grant and the music. And both of those hold their own, in my opinion, and overcome any weaknesses in other parts of the movie. It's still, for me, just a joy to watch. And I can get tired of romantic comedies, but the music, I think, is what makes this one not grow tired to me. Because I just love the way they handle the music in this so much. So it's a solid 93 from me.
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
It's in my upper echelon of romantic comedies.
I guess.
All right. Let's go to Pop Goes My Hip.
Yeah, I liked it. It kind of like the start of it reminded me of That Thing You Do. Like for whatever reason, that was a song that was just stuck in my head while I was watching this movie. I definitely think it was predictable. I think I pretty much agree with what everybody said. I actually didn't mind Drew Barrymore in it. I think this is probably one of the better things I've seen her in. She was a lot younger. I don't know. I don't like when she talks anymore. So this was nice before who she is now. I think I'll say an 85.
Yeah, okay. I keep eating the family there. You got stuck with a chick flick formula. Don't like either of the main actors. Music was terrible. 80s jokes are funny. A 60 from Ninja Fingers, aka Richard. Wow. Might as well keep it the family. Go over to Cody Crow, 92.
I did not get a chance to watch this movie, unfortunately.
All right.
I only got to watch one of them.
We'll go to Zach then.
I enjoyed the movie. I really liked the music. I found myself comparing to like other movie or like musicals and not rom-com. So like I found myself being like, well, I saw this movie do like this part better. So for that, because I got stuck comparing to other movies, I'm going to give it a 75.
75, staying alive. Let's go over to, drugs are so bad.
I really liked this one. I was telling Brittany before we came on, I was like, I used to have a crush on Drew Barrymore when I was younger. So I was like, Drew Barrymore. Okay. And yeah, I don't watch any of her things now, so I don't know what everyone's talking about. But I did see like one thing with her in it that was like, I don't know, it was like zombies and something. I didn't like that one very much. I like the old stuff that she's done.
Angels.
And yeah, like everybody said it already, like music and then
Lyrics.
Yeah, lyrics. And then it's a romantic comedy. It might have been predictable, but I still loved it. 89.
89. All right. That's everybody live. So I guess I'm next. But first, we have Amanda in the comments. I love this movie. The music is just so good throughout the whole thing. And Hugh Grant being a major high school crush of mine doesn't hurt. 96.
Wow, the Gensels are loving this movie.
Oh, it's one that we never mind watching.
Wow.
Santa Clarita Diet, I think, is the show you were talking about, Zach, or Brian.
Brian, yeah.
I got the guys wrong.
I liked that
The
one.
newbies. Yeah, I think Drew Barrymore's really good in that. That's a TV show. I think it was on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe that.
What about Charlie's Angels?
She was good in Charlie's Angels. I don't mind her in most things. And one time, get ready with the name drop, Eric. I was sitting in Santa Barbara having a little wine bar, and my wife hits my shoulder or gives me the elbow. She goes, "Is that our neighbor?" I'm like, "Who?" And I look over, and it was Drew Barrymore. And she's like, "She looks so familiar. Who is that?" I'm like, "Oh." She's like, "Who?" I go, "Oh." "Who?"
It's Lionel's granddaughter.
This name drop is sponsored in part by Hats, the best solution when you haven't taken a shower. Try Hats.
I love the 80s. I don't know if anybody knew that.
Me too.
And
another name of a show.
This was my first time seeing this movie. It's almost like when I see a movie and there's time travel in it and I didn't know about it. So I'm going to give this, keep it in the 80s. I'm going to give it an 88. And Jen says, I always, boy, the Gensels are really, there's politicking going on here.
No, there's no politics.
They're stacking the court. Have we ever had both? We have three Gensels at once. Is your wife about to do it too? Call in too?
She's downstairs, so I don't know.
The humor works so well for me. The music is great and hilarious. 95.
I think it's been since Love and Monsters, since we've had both Gensels here, both the Gensel girls there, or two of the Gensel girls there, I should say. Yeah, I like it. I don't love it. Right? Like I enjoyed this movie, but I forgot all about it after like 6 months. And so it just didn't hold with me. And so I like it. And I think maybe if it's something you visit every 5 years, maybe good. I definitely would recommend it, but it's, I don't know. For me, it was, it got me at the end, right? Like I was kind of like, no, this wasn't as good as I remembered, or it's not as, and then, there were waterworks for the last 20 minutes. So it was really good for that part, but I ended up at an 82. So me and Stacy right at the same number there.
Yeah.
So how about that?
Yeah. Do we have Adam's number yet? Oh, it started.
Oh,
they just like rom-coms and the.
Maybe he's trying to type Thanos.
And this reinforced my dislike. 28.
Yeah, I knew it yesterday. I didn't expect it that low, but I was like, oh, this is gonna.
I would have expected 40 would have been his ceiling. So it was. Yeah. You start with Adam. His scale for rom-com starts at 50, so he's really grading on a much lower scale.
Yeah.
I really think we should do some side bets on what we think Adam's going to score things.
Over under.
Yeah, some over unders. I honestly, Adam, I was thinking you were in the 30s.
Well, you're close.
He's close.
Yeah, you're close.
And my mom just texted. She's on her way home from Mahjong, so she's not watching yet. But she gives both movies the same score, so I just spoiled that.
Oh man,
it's all right.
She gave this a 90.
Wow.
She really liked it. She loved both of them actually.
It's not a terrible movie.
No.
Comparatively with Love Actually and Notting Hill, there's not as much little details and nuances like in those two movies.
I completely agree. The script is not as strong as those, but to me, the music balances that.
See,
and he's more character-y in this one.
Yeah, you keep saying that about the music, Dave, and I'm like, that song that they wrote that everybody's like, I'm like, I thought this is the worst song ever. What are you?
Which you're talking about? Pop Goes My Heart?
No, the one that they were writing.
You're talking about Find My Way Back into. Yeah, that was one of the weaker songs. I'm talking about the 80s stuff.
Okay, all right. I feel better now.
Meaningless Kiss and Pop Goes My Heart.
Yeah.
And then the chorus stuff like Buddha's Delight and Entering Booty Town are just hysterical songs.
Okay, now that you've gone deeper into that, I feel a little bit better.
All right, the music and lyrics at an 80.25.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
So not bad. Not bad.
Above A Beautiful Mind.
I think
Wow.
Beautiful Mind. So
a beautiful
all right.
song.
So now we'll get to find out what the love is. If we get a beautiful mind out of this one, as we move on to Super 8, It Arrives, starring Elle Fanning. Let's just leave it at that. J.J. Abrams, written, produced, directed. No, not produced. Produced by Steven Spielberg. Let me see. $50 million on the budget. $246 million on the gross. Critics at an 81. The audience at a 75. Audience. The audience. That's what I said. I stand
All
by
the
it.
syllables. Why waste? You're a wordsmith.
Trying to. You wanted the show to be shorter.
Economy of words.
So let's go. Super 8.
All I can say with Super 8 is
Super 1 through 7. So I was a little lost when it started.
They didn't have Vin Diesel in them, did they?
I think the Duffer Brothers might have enjoyed this movie.
The who?
Oh,
The Duffer Brothers, because this was Stranger Things.
Oh, really?
100%. They would have thought this was so cool.
Self-respect is cool, and so are you.
Hey. I thought I saw this movie, and as I'm watching, I'm like, I don't remember any of this.
Wow.
I thought for sure I saw this movie because J.J. Abrams and obviously Lost was happening and Fringe, and he had done Star Trek.
Yeah.
See, I saw it for the first time, like probably about 2 years ago, early pandemic times. It was on something that I recorded and I watched it.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time yesterday.
Me too. Well,
Me too.
Friday.
This was not my first time, but it was probably my last.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
I love the cars. I mean, I love what he said. Look, the Bonneville. They took the engine right out of the Bonneville.
Well, yeah.
Show the Bonneville.
It's Dan with cars and Wade with airplanes. There's certain things you can do that just
like this might have inspired Stranger Things, but man, did Stranger Things do the 80s better.
Really? Well, this was 1979. It wasn't
Right.
the 80s. That's why.
Ish.
I love how he decided he would like disco for her.
This movie, while like the Goonies meet E.T. meet Aliens.
It was
so much
And,
worse.
and Close Encounters of the Third Kind also.
Right.
Well, it's the so often used plot of the alien / creature / whatever captured by authorities and trying to get back home. It's Splash. It's The Shape of Water. It's so many movies have used that exact same plot.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like they were like skittish on showing the alien because they knew it was going to kind of be a letdown.
It usually is.
Right? And it's like, yeah, it's skewed by the gas station sign. It's like, oh, come on.
I loved that.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
I loved it. It
Like,
was like
we wanted to keep the budget low on the CGI, so we're not going to show the alien in the
I don't think that's it. I think it's because I think back to the old the Tim Curry Richard Thomas TV miniseries of It, which did a tremendous job of building suspense until they showed the creature. Then the whole thing was like, I waited through 4 episodes or 3 or whatever it was for that.
And I can see there's
it was just a giant spider. It was awful. And so you keep the suspense going by keeping things more of a mystery.
Did it though? Did it really? The fact that this movie only cost $10 million more than music and lyrics to make. Yeah. I feel like they were cutting the budget a little bit.
Well, you had to have a giant Buddha on stage. Come on, that's not cheap.
Well, it's true. That is very expensive.
The water tower was fake. That was all CGI. There was no water tower there.
Oh,
and a lot of this was filmed in Pittsburgh.
Weirton.
Yep. Weirton?
Weirton. It was filmed in Weirton.
They should have called it Weirder Things.
That would have been better. No. I said there were parts of this that were, and Elle Fanning obviously goes on to become Cinderella. Yeah, Fanning, whatever. You knew who I meant. She goes on to play. Sleeping Beauty. She's Sleeping Beauty in the Maleficent movies.
Oh, Maleficent. Okay.
Yeah, she's in the Maleficent movies as Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah,
Wasn't that the girl that gave Bobby Brady or Peter Brady the measles? Oh no, that was Millicent. Sorry.
She's no.
I'm so confused. Don't make
The
me
Brady
do it.
Bunch.
Okay, no look. Watch out.
All right, there you go.
I like how they missed the first two pumps.
I like how the lady moved his hand in front of
Oh,
her.
yeah.
eye.
Yes.
It's
And
actually
you know,
worth
if you keep that going, does he sort of bend over in pain and have to go over to a stool?
I have more, but I'll save that.
I don't care who you are. That's gonna hurt.
How old is Barry Manilow? Off topic.
Too
Right
old.
now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess he's 77.
Yeah, he's in his 70s.
Okay.
I'll
Oh,
look
yeah.
that up when you guys talk about the movie. He is 79.
Okay, he's older than my dad. Okay.
Yes.
It wasn't a bad movie. I didn't dislike it. I just it just didn't. It wasn't exceptional in any way to me.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
About
And
everything it did, I can think of another movie that did it better.
Wow.
You know,
I hate this movie, but again, it's one of those ones where I saw it and I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And we watched it again. It's like, yeah, I kind of remember it, but it's not really overly memorable. And it's not really, it's nothing that I will return to again and again and again.
The one thing I will say is I found the actor who played what was the names? The names are already escaping me. Joel Courtney, who played the son, really looked like he could be Kyle Chandler's son. There were a couple of scenes where they had the lighting. It was like, that looks like a young Kyle. So I appreciated that. I thought that was some very good casting, and I didn't think anybody did a poor acting job in it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
He also
the lens flare. Can we talk about?
That's a J.J. Abrams. He
Well,
does
it's a
the lens
Super
flare.
8. I mean, the movie is about taking Super 8 movies. You got to have lens flare.
You mean the blue line?
Yeah.
Okay. Wade didn't understand what that was, and I
It's
really
it's his
didn't either.
trademark thing. Adam says J.J. Abrams is an overrated film director. Well, this is the first film he did that wasn't based on like another franchise or a reboot.
Yeah.
First original.
Or Felicity.
Exactly.
Wasn't that J.J. Abrams? Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it was, yeah, Felicity. Yeah.
I believe so.
I like I said, after just finishing Stranger Things, I'm going to actually tell my son he should watch this. I think it's pretty good. I know Dave doesn't, but
I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's particularly good. It's just
it's a formula
for
just
a guy
like
making
the other
a
one.
movie. It was a successful movie. It was not a failure in any way. It just doesn't stand out, and it doesn't really stick in my brain very well.
So my film professor actually did a mentorship with J.J. Abrams.
Wow.
And yeah, so he was telling us about this movie back in college, and he was like, you guys got to watch this movie. And I didn't want to. And then
the professor told you.
So he failed class.
Yeah, but now that I have, I totally understand why he told us to watch this, because it's like, I don't think it's really about the aliens so much as it's about like trying to make a movie and how everything always goes wrong when you're trying to make a movie. And like the train and the alien. And I was going to rate it so much lower because I really hated the alien. But then I went back and watched the credits because I was reading something about it. Like they show you the movie that the kids made in
The credits was great.
The credits.
Yeah.
If I was just rating that,
Yeah. So
The case.
so I was like, I get this now. Like it's not even about the alien. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna rate it higher now.
It's also about taking the opportunity. Like the kid kept saying, production quality.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, it's like I don't know. I loved it for that aspect. Like,
Is it the longest train wreck I have ever seen? Perhaps
It
went on and on and on.
it was
probably a real one.
Well, they said in the trivia on IMDb that they did not storyboard that at all. They just said, okay, big train crash, and they wanted it to be as big and explosive and ridiculous as possible.
It was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right.
One,
Yeah.
one little car, one little pickup truck.
And then the guy doesn't even die.
right?
Yes, that was
He hits
a
the train
little bit of a
head
stretch.
on, and he
That's
survives.
not-
So upset.
Yeah, that's not where my like suspension of disbelief like
Oh.
disappeared. Like it was when like I saw the alien. I was just like,
Yeah.
like because of CGI and
And I
Yeah,
love how
but
the
like-
kid just talked to him, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
yeah, oh,
Oh,
And-
we just had to talk to him this whole time.
right.
No, it's a psychic connection because they made physical contact.
Yeah, but so did everybody else that he was
Right.
eating. And I also love how
Right.
he had all those people he didn't eat. Like the sheriff was still alive, the woman, the rollers are still alive, but then all of a sudden, no, they're not.
But
I'm
I'm
really
saving them
mad
for
about
later.
the woman in the rollers. She should have lived. She did nothing wrong. The sheriff, okay.
place, one
Other
time.
strangers,
What
but
did the sheriff do?
What did the sheriff do
he
wrong?
was being rude.
If only
He
we
was
didn't
being
die, if
rude.
we didn't do anything wrong.
It was rude.
So you're in favor of capital punishment for rudeness?
Oh,
Oh, Dave.
Stacy's a team Barb for sure.
It comes from working in a library, I guess.
No, it's just lately, not necessarily, but working in the library. From working at Walmart before, but no, it's just I hate all people now. No, I'm just kidding.
Ouch.
No, we just say that every day when something stupid happens. We're just like, I hate people.
I'm in a
So-
part of the country now where Walmart has such a crime problem, they lock up the socks and underwear. You have to get them unlocked and carried to the self-checkout, and then they check your receipt before you leave the store.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
We were
Wow.
just
You have
talking
to
about that
really
the other
want
day
those
that
socks.
you can tell if you want to move to a neighborhood if the Starbucks has open bathrooms or if they have a combination lock on the bathroom.
Yep.
Like that tells you a
Oh,
lot.
wow.
Or if the gas station has bulletproof glass in front of the
Hmm.
not COVID glass, bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Don't live near there.
right.
So my thoughts on this movie, I had not seen it, and I told you guys last week that day I had
Where'd you
um,
go? Oh, there she is.
here I am. I had brought it home taken it home from here because when I was shelving books up there, and I said, no, I didn't steal it. It's checked out.
Borrowed.
Borrowed. And it's due next Monday.
Oh, good.
2 weeks. So I remembered Reagan really wanting to see it because my nephew wanted to go see it, and we were going to the drive-in, and it was playing at another space. It was at Screen 1, and we were going to Screen 2, and she really wanted to go see it with Christopher. And I'm like, no, because I didn't know what it was about at all, and she probably was too young to see it then. And you don't have a car, So I decided I would get it, and I told her last weekend that we watched it the night before we saw her Saturday. She's, you told me I couldn't watch that movie, and I looked at her. And she's, well, I was 10. So anyway, that's my memories of this movie and why I wanted to watch it, because I had heard it was really good, and I agree with that. I think that the hominess aspect of it for me, that it looked like home, even though it's weird, it's close. The neighborhoods look very familiar, the river, the little, the hillsides and all that. But the 70s theme, the 70s clothes, them making that movie was hilarious. I loved that aspect of it, because I love when kids do stuff, when they're being creative. And even though they're actors, that's what I get a kick out of kids doing that kind of stuff. So the movie at the end, for me, Wade loved that too. And I liked it. I didn't love it because I knew it wasn't really kids who put it together, even though it was fantastic. And that my suspension of disbelief did not lead into that for whatever reason this time. I'm like, yeah, J.J. Abrams made that. So, but I liked the aspect of that. I just really liked it. The alien was the dumbest thing. And I told Wade, I said, I will not watch A Quiet Place, but it's so funny that the monsters look exactly like this thing in A Quiet Place as this thing did. And he said, yeah, they kind of do. You should watch Quiet Place. I'm like, no, I'm not watching Quiet Place. So I just liked it. I liked a lot of the actors. I recognized the blonde lady who played the filmmaker's mother, and his sister is from
that thing.
that show on ABC.
Yeah, that show.
Yeah.
About that
2020.
director. Yeah, you know who I mean. The Goldbergs. Yeah.
Yes, she's Lainey. Yeah.
Yeah, Lainey.
She's
from
Lainey on the Goldbergs. Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize and the kids, they did a lot of stuff too as they got older. I didn't recognize any of them though, because I'm old. But whatever. So anyway, I just really liked it. And what else was I going to say? There was something that went out of my head trying to remember the Goldbergs. I don't know. It was good though. I enjoyed it a lot. So sorry if you guys didn't.
All right. Are we scoring as we go now?
Sure, we can if everybody else is ready.
Sure, let's just go for it.
All right. I am giving it a 91.
All right. We'll just go right up the line here. Zach, what say you?
So I'm not going to say anything that other people haven't already said, but I think all I remember about this movie is that I did not like the monster. And that's pretty much all I remember, even though I just watched it a few hours ago. I did not like the monster. And this is even worse. I'm a teacher, but I hate movies starring kids. So that's a bad confession. So, I very rarely I like this movie because kids are in it. I see them enough during the day, so I don't need to see them on TV. But I am going to say that I'm going to give it a 70.
All right, a 70. Fireworks Capital of America?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Zach, and I agree that a lot of movies with kids don't work for me. There are a few exceptions. Stand By Me, for example, works for me, but a lot of them don't. I thought the family dynamics in this were fun. When they showed the brief scenes with the families and the bickering between the brothers and sisters and all that was fun. And the rivalry and friendships were fun. Those were cool. The best part of the movie was the closing credits, the film during the closing credits. That was mint, to use a phrase used many times in this movie.
Mint.
Mint. She's mint.
Mint. It's so mint. The acting was good. I had no real complaints about the actors or the casting.
Mm-hmm.
The monster was not good, but it didn't bother me as much as it did some of you because I wasn't expecting it to be good because they usually aren't, including in some major blockbusters.
Right.
So if you're going to hate every movie that they can't get the monster right, there's a lot of movies you're going to dislike. To me, the weakest link was the writing, to be honest. It was not the writing of the dialogue, the writing of the plot, because it was such a recycled plot. And again, as I said during music and lyrics, that was not a terribly original plot, but the music rescued it for me. There was nothing like that to rescue this for me. So I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. I probably won't watch it again, even though I just watched it for the second time. But it's largely a forgettable movie for me. So it's but good. So 75.
All right, 75. Cody.
I enjoyed this movie. I think it's been a few years since I've watched it last. But I remember very, very I can remember clearly watching it before, and I remembered all the details, which was shocking to me. Not that I didn't personally think it was a crazy forgettable movie, but I did think that there was something that I was missing, and I still, even now, I wanted to try to figure out what it was. But I don't know what was missing in my brain to make that a better movie. I actually thought the kid actors did fairly well. And I enjoyed, especially, I can't remember the kid's name. He reminded me a lot of the kid from The Sandlot, the nerdy kid. Oh, what's his name?
He reminded me a lot of the kid in Freaks and Geeks.
Yes. Okay, so same kid.
It's not the same kid, but he reminded me a lot of him.
Okay. Well, I guess the same. Yeah, we're talking about the same one there. I don't know. I enjoyed this movie. I thought the monster was a little lackluster. I didn't quite understand everything. I guess, I don't know. There's a little bit of a plot struggle for me to process, I guess. I'm not sure. But I did like it, and I give it an 86.
86 from Cody. Brittany.
This was my first time seeing this movie. Richard was convinced that we had seen it before, and then we figured out it was a different one that he was thinking about. So that one is probably going to end up on our list because I did like that one. But yeah, I agree. Super recycled plot. It was fun, but it was, again, really predictable. I have to agree with Richard's comment. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but like that Charles, I think was his name, that kid, I could not stand him. Every time he opened his mouth, I was like, please stop talking, you're ruining this. Like, just stop. Like, he was so ignorant, and in 1 minute he's tearing this kid apart and like, you ruined everything, and the next minute he's like, you're not gonna bail on me, right? Like, oh, it was just, I did not
Have
like
you
it.
never known people like that though?
Oh, but I have, and that's what makes it even worse. Is that I don't want to
Too
be
much
around those
realism.
people, and you're just reminding me of them. Please just stop talking. It was so bad. But other than that, I mean, it was cute. I liked Alice, and I really liked Joe. I thought he was adorable. So I'm gonna say 83.
All right. And Eric, you got the 71 from Richard, right?
Yeah.
Wade gave it a score too. It's 72.
72 from Wade.
Yeah. When I told him what my score was going to be, he's like, "Oh, I'll adjust that." I'm like, "No, that's okay."
What was your impression of him again? Can you do that one more time? No?
I
Okay.
can't.
It's so fun.
So yeah, I was gonna score this pretty low until I actually thought about it and then watched the credits. Like, I didn't get what it was about, and I think everybody like has been saying it too. Like, it's a recycled plot line, right? Everybody's been saying that, and I thought that too. But whose plot line are they recycling? Because like, they have made those movies. Like, we're talking J.J. Abrams and Spielberg. They're recycling their own plot lines. So that's when I got it, and I was like, oh, it's not even about the alien. It's about how much they love to make movies, and like that feeling of when you're a kid and you're really passionate about that thing that you love. Like, and for me, it was making movies. So I connected with this so much, and yeah, I didn't like it until I started actually thinking about it. And the the CGI. I'm from the I don't know if you want to call it school, but I really like practical effects way more than CGI. I think they CGI stuff way too much, and the CGI in this was just bleh to me. Like, and like you're watching that bus scene, and like the aliens there, and he like comes down. I'm like, oh, Jeepers Creepers, but they didn't CGI. Like they had a person. And I'm like, but I was gonna give it a 70, but I decided that I'm gonna give it way higher than that because filmmaker 85.
Wow,
85.
Yes, I was going to, like I hated it until I actually thought about it.
That's fun.
Well, as I mentioned, my mom gave it a 90.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
because she gave both movies a 90, and I actually I kind of agree with her. I know a lot of you guys didn't like it. It was my first time, although I thought I saw it before. If I did, I don't remember any of it. I really liked it, and I do think I know a lot of people don't like J.J. Abrams. I do, so I'm gonna stick with my mom. I'm giving it a 90 as well.
good for you. You're a good son. You should stick with your mom.
We need Adam and Eric.
Yeah, well, I'm just while we wait for Adam, I'll throw mine out. I agree with what everybody says on both sides of it. I didn't hate it,
Yeah.
but I also just didn't need it. It's fine. It's I don't think it's harmful. I wouldn't tell people to stay away from it, but I'm not sure I'd tell anybody to see it. I ended up at a 76 because there are parts of it that are really cute and very well done. But again, whether it's anything that's going to stick out, or in 6 months, if you ask me to tell you the plot of this movie, I'm not sure I could. So that's, to me, a 76. So watch it, don't watch it, I don't care.
One thing I forgot to mention was the stupidity of the military you apparently take these cubes that are critical to this alien reassembling, and you ship them in the same train as the alien with apparently an incredibly small garrison, because apparently nobody on the train survives despite the truck driver having survived.
The Air Force does not come across well in this movie at all.
No. Nor terribly competent.
Yes.
My favorite line in this was when Charles was talking to the boy whose mom died. I don't remember anybody's names.
Joe.
Joe.
Thank you. Oh my God. And he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go steal money from my mom."
Yeah.
My favorite line is Brian's tagline there.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
love drugs are so
It was great. I laughed so loud. That was great. The guy's just like, he's like,
I had a hard
There's
time.
just like, and they start running afterward. Like, I love
I
it.
had a hard time with his character because I grew up watching Seventh Heaven, so it just was so hard to see him. Like, I was like, well, this is exactly what happened to Simon Camden. Like, I just was so hard to disconnect the two.
Funny. Oh my goodness.
All right, well, we got Adam's score. You want to throw up Adam's score?
There it is.
There you go.
51. That's Adam's mediocre.
Yeah.
There you go. That is his mediocre. So the good news is, Stacy, both of your movies made it onto the first page. Just barely. Super 8 hanging on.
See, and I expected the opposite for these two. I expected them to be flipped. That Super 8.
Are you going to give Brittany special dispensation to come back and revise her score after she watches the credits?
After I watched the credits, we were like, the baby was getting real fussy. We watched it late last night, and as soon as it was like directed by J.J. Abrams, I was like, okay, bedtime.
Absolutely. If you need to,
you need that extra 2 minutes to really appreciate it.
Okay,
you might
I'll go watch it. I pulled it up on YouTube, so I'll watch it after this.
Yeah, excellent. All right, so it's time to talk about what else we can watch next week. Let's do this. All right.
Combine two things.
What was
You
that?
combine two things. You said, let's find out what else we can watch next week.
Sounds
like you did.
But
What
you
else
see
you're
what I did
watching?
there? I faked you out.
What you should do is every purchase of EriDan merch should come with a voucher to get one more slot on the wheel.
Yes.
Oh,
Not a bad idea. All right, I'm going to give this a quick shuffle. Of course, if the person, I think I've caught everybody who's in the comments. I don't think I got Jen on here, so I'm going to do that really quick, and then I'll give it another shuffle. Why not? And then, obviously, you need to be able to be here next week. So if you come up and you're not able to be here next week, even though you are here with us this week, please let us know. And if I think Wade's on here, if Wade comes
we're
up,
back on Monday next week, right?
No.
And Monday next week is going to be, what did we decide? Sunday night.
It's either Sunday or I just won't be on Monday, which
I think
is
it's
also
gonna
an
be
option.
Sunday.
I don't have to
I
be
think
on.
it has to be Sunday night. Dan will be live from Texas. So if you need to be able to join us Sunday night to talk about your movie. So let's spend this and find out who's going to get the chance to talk about their movie next week. It looks like it's going to be
Cody.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! It's been so long.
I've been waiting.
Heaven help us.
Chance to talk of. Do you know?
I have a pretty good feeling.
Or do you need a moment? Do you need a moment?
It's between two, so yeah, give me 1 second.
All right, we'll give you a second.
Check on availability of them. That may decide for you
that.
if they're available.
And I'm gonna make you all very unhappy while we wait for Cody to make his decision. So we have made a decision about how we're handling the TV show discussion at the end of every month. So at the end of the day, here's what we're gonna ask you to do. So I'm making the call for July. So I will be making this month's call of what TV show we're going to discuss at the end of the month. Hold on, let me bring Zach back in. Hello, Zach. Welcome back. Okay, so I'm going to make a call for July, but in August, if you are interested in participating in suggesting a TV series to watch for the month, we ask that you would not only pick a TV series, you would find a place that TV series was available. It could be a paid service, but at least somewhere, because like some things are just not available anywhere. And then ideally, maybe have a couple suggestions of episodes that people could watch if they were going to. And if it's just the first season or if it's just the first 3 episodes, that's fine too. But that's the preparation we're asking that you would do going into a suggestion for a TV series, so that you can truly say, hey, I'm going to recommend The Dukes of Hazzard. You can watch any episodes except for the ones with Coy and Vance, right? You could do that. That would be fine. Right. So however you want to handle that, we will do that next month. The end of this month, we're just going to do it. We're going to talk about the monkeys. And so I'm happy to say that I have found a playlist on YouTube of monkey episodes, of about 8 or 9 monkey episodes. honestly, you can watch any of them.
Are you saying I don't have to pull out the DVDs?
Well, if you own the DVDs, if you want to come over to my house and watch the Blu-rays, that's cool too. But otherwise, there are about 9 episodes. Actually, it looks like quite a few episodes available on YouTube. I will post the link on the EriDan Facebook page, and we will talk about the monkeys and the music and the madness. There's actually quite a lot. There's actually even a couple of the specials that they did on this playlist. And so there you go. At the end of the month, we will talk about the monkeys because it's the monkeys. And Adam
in addition to posting the links, could you like pick 4 or 5 episodes that you would consider the
I think if
you
start with this list and you watch the first 4,
okay,
you're absolutely going to get it.
Okay,
you know, you're absolutely, if you've never seen the monkeys before, right? I think if you watch the first 4 episodes that are on this list, you will more than get your fill of all things monkey.
Rob Roy Fingerhead,
something like that.
All right,
you can watch them all. You're more than.
Cody's ready.
I'm gonna ask a really stupid question.
There's next. That'll be the end of the month, so you have all month to watch yourself some monkey episodes. All right, Cody.
Do we pick the movie that's 2 hours and 14 minutes or 2 hours and 16 minutes?
Yeah, you're talking
There's
minutes.
no difference there.
Are they both available to stream somewhere?
I'm 90%. It's not telling me necessarily, but I think they both are. It's not pulling it up the way that it used to.
You want to throw them out and I'll look them up, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, that's fine. It's between Coach Carter and Fury.
And what? Oh,
Fury.
All right, Coach
the Nick Fury
Carter
story?
currently available for rent on all your major platforms. For
Okay.
$2.99. Not available for free anywhere. What's the other one? Fury,
Fury. Brad Pitt. The war movie
Fury from 2019. Currently streaming on DirecTV. Also available for rent on all major platforms. Brad Pitt in Furry.
Not furry. Not furry. Coach Carter will be picked, but Adam, I am gonna pick Fury for the sake of no sports movie right now for Eric. So.
Yay! Although I just announced that everybody is supposed to watch the monkeys, so you can do whatever you want.
That's okay. I'm gonna go Fury. This was gonna be my next one. So.
For my
it's the story of Nick Fury, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
It's an MCU.
Awesome.
Is it?
No.
No.
It's a war movie. It's a war movie.
Wade will love it.
Okay, who's in it?
Brad Pitt.
Shia LaBeouf. The guy who played the Punisher and the funny guy from Ant-Man.
Funny how?
I like Cody only knows people.
The guy
from
that keeps
Marvel
telling stories the
associations.
whole time. It's actually a really good movie. I love this movie.
Well,
if they weren't a Marvel movie, Cody doesn't know who they were.
That's true.
And Adam says it's really good.
It is
Which
really
means
good.
he might give it a 52.
He might break the 60s.
Well, there we go. Awesome. All right. Now we can talk about what else you've been watching. All right. You've had lots.
Well, first thing I want to throw out, this is not something I've been watching. It's something that was overheard. At the end of the Howard Stern show on Wednesday, they started playing the ending commercials and whatever that they play, and they forgot to turn off the Zoom feed because they do the whole show via Zoom. And Howard was like, oh. And Robin's like, well, what are you going to do during break? He's, well, I got the Dr. Doom thing. I got to go do that. And they keep changing the schedule on me. And she's like, well, have you talked to Robert Downey about it? He's, oh, yeah, Robert Downey, give me acting tips, and we're all ready to go. And then they stopped. And so now everybody's going crazy. Like, wait a minute, Howard Stern's Dr. Doom? Or he's in the new MCU? He's and apparently it was real. They weren't actually screwing up and on purpose. He actually forgot to turn.
With the glorious history of Fantastic Four movies, how one surely going to be.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So they're making a new one.
Thank God.
And they're filming it right now.
Now is it Marvel or is it still the old whatever?
Marvel.
It's
Marvel.
Disney now.
It's Marvel.
It's part of
Yeah,
the
Disney
MCU
now owns the Fantastic Four again.
Oh, I didn't know that they bought it back.
Yeah, I think they bought out Fox or something, didn't they? Or did
They bought 20th Century Fox's film division. So they got X-Men, they got Fantastic Four. Yeah, they still have to share rights with the Spider-Verse with Sony.
Yeah,
but
they will. I don't think Sony will let that go.
No.
Well, yeah, because Morbius did so well for them.
Well, and I mean, they have Venom. They have Venom.
Venom's the only thing they got going for them, and it's not that great.
I haven't seen Morbius.
The second one was bad.
Oh, I haven't seen the second.
I'm guessing Howard would not be Doctor Doom himself. He's probably just playing a part in the movie.
He's playing Sue Storm.
So, are we going to talk about Stranger Things, or did not everyone finish?
I haven't. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Well, you see, if you want to blame somebody, like my niece doesn't want me to watch it without her, so she keeps saying no, she doesn't want to watch it right now. So
Like, I just watch it next surprise.
Decided that was not fair to talk about that as a TV series at the end of the month. Also, to expect anybody to binge all 4 seasons if they've never seen it before, wouldn't really open the conversation.
I'll just say I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to season 5 in 2029.
2024.
I would think they would be shooting it now. And I saw a headline that said the finale, the series finale of Stranger Things will be the length of a feature length. It'll be a feature length film. Like the season finale this year was. It's over 2 hours.
It was great. It was phenomenal.
I have so many mixed feelings about the ending of this season.
Well, my problem is
you didn't expect Howard Stern to come in? And...
Yes, exactly. They did 9 episodes, but it was like 20 hours. Like, why did they just do 20 episodes? It's streaming.
Why are you so whiny?
Why am I still whining? Why not? I want wine.
I will say this: all the episodes, no matter the length, flowed very well.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it was.
They basically just wrote the episode to be whatever length it was, and that's what it was.
Yeah, that's basically what they said. Like they were like, we're not going to cut the episode like the last one that was 2.5 hours. They're like, there's no good spot to cut it.
I kind of appreciated that. I like the format actually.
All right, never mind.
You're wrong, Dan. You're wrong.
All right.
There was one death that I was very happy about, but it was not.
Don't tell.
Satisfying enough.
Brittany, you're gonna give something away. Don't say anything. Nobody even knew somebody died. And
I know. I have to turn it off every time that there's a trailer and it plays. Like, because nowadays when they do trailers, like they give you every single piece of information, or at least that I know. Like,
well, they often give you the best scenes too, which is
yeah. And it just ruins it because like I know what's going to happen for the entire thing. Like, it makes me mad.
Well, the worst is the Hudsucker proxy, where they ruin the best joke in the movie on the movie poster.
Right, yeah, like.
That's true.
In the private chat, I just dropped a really funny short video. I shouldn't say short; it's like 9 minutes. That's like a bunch of behind the scenes stuff for season 4.
Oh, very nice.
In case anyone wants to watch it.
I found it very enjoyable. That's all I'm gonna say. Is I really enjoyed that quite a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
I enjoyed. We finished watching Obi-Wan. I enjoyed that as well.
I haven't started that yet.
I found that was really good.
We've been watching that. Well, Wade has been watching that. Yeah. I kind of am in the room.
Of course, you know. Of course, you know.
Seen 8 and 9 of the Star. I'm bad. I still haven't seen those.
It's okay. It's the worst trilogy of them all.
Yeah,
everybody's got their
better off stopping at 7. That's probably better.
I mean, I did. I stopped. I was like,
use your imagination for the rest of it. It would probably be better than what actually happened.
I didn't see Obi-Wan. I'm waiting for Obi-2 so I can binge it all.
I always enjoy sharing a TikTok with you guys. So I'm going to do that right now while you think about what else you've been watching. Because, last week we had the Metallica Huey Lewis mashup. This one's even better. I think you'll enjoy this.
You show us everything you've got. You keep on dancing and the room gets hot. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. And you say you want to go for a spin. The problem is just because we let you in. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy.
That's awesome.
Come on, that's amazing. Wow.
Now you could make me happy, Brittany, if Gene Simmons was the one who died in Stranger Things.
Oh man!
There is an awesome Journey song in Stranger Things.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there's a lot of awesome stuff.
Wade and I started watching the second season of Only Murders in the Building.
Oh,
yes.
Love
We've watched
that.
the first two.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Is that all that's out so far? Or did the third one come out?
It holds up during the first two episodes, at least. It holds up so far. So
Yeah.
Yeah, third one up to the third one's out. We haven't watched anything yet.
yeah, same.
It's on Hulu.
I did watch the first episode of the Pentaverate.
What do you think?
I'm not sure if I'm going to continue or not. Boy, was that not good.
Is that the
Mike Myers?
Mike Myers. Yeah.
The problem that's the problem. I like Mike Myers too much. Mike Myers.
It's
He
all
just
Mike
crams
Myers.
himself into every single scene, and it just it
When you play
weighs
6
it down.
characters, you can't not be in every scene.
Well, I know, but that's the problem. Why is he playing 6 characters? Is he that cheap to pay actors?
Yeah.
It really wasn't good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it couldn't get better. Maybe it does, but
lot of
I did not really get much enjoyment out of the first
I
episode.
did not seem to like it either. I did.
I saw the trailer. That's all I'm
haven't
actually
seen it.
watching like older shows right now. I found on HBO Babylon 5, and I had never seen it before, and watching
It's
it
a
right
show I
now.
can never get into for whatever reason.
Because you
I know
didn't
people
get
love
1
it.
through 4. These never get old. We do
Right.
the same joke over and over again.
Yeah, just COVID-19, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it isn't like you can't get into it as much as like Star Trek, in my opinion. Yeah. I like Star Trek a lot, but Babylon 5, it's kind of slower
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
And I don't mind slow. It just never drew me in for some reason. Maybe I didn't give it enough time.
What I'm liking about it is just it has that like 90s feel to me, and like the actors act like the acting is different in the 90s compared to now, in my opinion. So
You're not wrong.
yeah, and it has that feel, and I got this nostalgia for it. So 90s stuff, been doing it.
Let's see. I watched season 3 of The Umbrella Academy.
I want to watch.
Not
that.
as good as seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah, I got to
That's-
catch up on that.
It's
Still on my list. Yeah.
it's worth watching, but it was a bit of a letdown after the first 2 seasons.
I honestly barely
it's too much
remember
padding.
the first 2 seasons. Is it? I've been tempted to go back and watch the first 2 seasons again.
I
try to-
rewatched season 2 before I watched season 3,
Okay.
and season 2 still held up for me.
Okay.
Season 3, like I said, worth watching if you're into the show, but it
Well,
just had too much
I love it.
padding.
Uh,
But still
Yes.
worth watching. And then I've watched all but, because it hasn't released yet, the final episode of the latest season of The Boys. Boy, is that show over the top, man. You have to be willing to take a lot of rough stuff to watch that show, but it's rewarding if you can put up with it.
Yeah, I want to start that. I've never watched any episodes.
It is
of that.
really over the top, I'll warn you, and it gets more and more extreme each season.
I haven't even started it.
Let me put it this way: the next to last episode that I've watched so far was called Herogasm.
Oh, right then.
Okay, then. You know, I have continued to watch episode of Seinfeld since last week. I am like trudging. I just hit season 3.
Wow.
You're trudging.
I'm trugging along. I'm chugging, and I don't know, something else. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm getting through it. Darn it. I will finish, and I will watch the final episode.
So we like I was saying how I love romantic comedies. I watched one called Midnight in Paris, I think it was.
Yes.
Oh, is that the Woody Allen one?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, with Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson and
Yes.
the girl, I forget her name.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good movie.
Yeah, I really loved like the whole like the back in time. I like time.
Yeah,
travel
Dan loves
stuff.
time travel, so he's probably seen it.
Oh, I've seen that one.
And it was just like it was kind of sweet, and it had that like kind of like nostalgia is bad. And it can be for sure.
Well, nostalgia with rose-colored glasses can really mislead you. Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed that.
I did enjoy seeing the old artists You know, the actors playing them really did an impressive job. And I can't say how accurate it was, but it felt like it worked.
For sure. And I don't know, I'm a sucker for romantic comedy, so I watched that one and I liked it.
Favorite romantic comedy, Brian?
Probably the one I'm still gonna keep it like hush hush until I get mine on a spin.
Oh, okay.
We already watched When Harry Met Sally. So.
That's not my favorite. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That would be my favorite. Probably my favorite movie of all time, actually.
I like it. I do. It's a good one. But
we watched Notting Hill. What rom-coms have we watched? Quite a few.
We have watched quite a few, actually. Yeah.
Howard the Duck.
I haven't seen that.
Sure.
I
mean,
Isn't that Marvel?
Love Actually is multiple rom-coms slammed into the same movie.
I watched that Christmas time, like almost.
We watched Sleepless in
It's a
Seattle.
Christmas movie, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah.
Right.
Sleepless in Seattle. That's right.
About love,
and we watched
we did
While You Were
Sleepless in
Sleeping.
Seattle?
Did we do Sleepless in Seattle?
No, we did While You Were Sleeping. That
While
was
You Were Sleeping.
Yeah.
Not While You Were Sleeping in Seattle.
Princess Bride. We watched The Princess Bride.
I like that for sure.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That a rom-com.
Yeah.
The Apartment.
Which had romance and comedy in it, but it's not a rom-com.
Yeah, it's true. I'm going through the list here, looking really quick to see what other rom-coms jump out. Not as many as you'd think. Some Like It Hot? No, not really.
I love Some Like It Hot. That's
does
good.
Wade.
Some
One of
Like
Wade's
It
favorites.
That was our Billy Wilder double
always,
feature. We did Some Like It Hot in the Apartment.
It's always on the list of
covered
like
most
top
of them.
movies for like everybody. I don't know when they make one like of all time top movies, like Godfather, Some Like It Hot, and I mean I don't know. Citizen Kane is usually on the list too, but I don't like Citizen Kane.
As much as I enjoy Some Like It Hot, to me, The Apartment was the higher of those two movies. The Apartment to me is just an incredible movie.
The Apartment is definitely one of the movies, one of the top 10 movies that I've taken away from doing this.
That you've never seen before.
That I'd never seen before, and I've walked away as being one of the great movies that I love now. Yeah. So, anybody else? Anything? Anybody else watch anything else? Are we good to go? Are we done? What do you think?
We started the quest that Brian had talked about on Disney Plus.
I haven't finished it yet.
We started that one.
It's cute. I think it's cute.
Which one?
It is. It's called The Quest. It's like a reality game show for kids. But it's like it's scripted and unscripted. Like there's like actors, like so the kids go in like kind of like I don't want to call it like a medieval fair, but like a medieval, it's like they're live action role playing, they're LARPing is what they're doing. And they go in and they have to, like beat all the bad guys. So these actors have their scripted lines, but they kind of also have to improv based on the kids' answers, and it's really fun. It's cute.
It is.
That sounds like a good time.
Another thing that Wade and I started watching, but then we found Only Murders in the Building was back, was called The Outlaws with, what's his name? The guy with the cowbell.
Christopher Walken.
Will Ferrell?
Yes. With him in it.
Need more cowbell.
Exactly. So he's in it. It's
The
kind
Muley
of...
Cure.
I got a
it's on
fever.
Prime. Oh my God. And Stephen Merchant is the creator. And
Oh,
he's
Merchant can be so good.
Oh my gosh. So it's it's about a group of criminals, petty criminals maybe, who have to do volunteer instead of going to jail or cleaning up a site. So we've only just watched 1 or 2 episodes, but we like it so far because Stephen Merchant, there is something up here. I don't know. So it's pretty good. So.
Well, that's why he was such a good collaborator with Gervais, because they're both a little off.
Yeah. Was he in The Office with Gervais?
Oh, yeah.
He
wasn't in it, but he co-created it with Gervais.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he was the guy who played Dwight's character, but I realized
that was
the guy from Pirates.
Yeah, who played Gareth. Was the British character. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he's an odd one. And Christopher Walken and Steven
Another
Bergman.
odd one.
Oh yeah. So that's something that you might want to take a look at.
Nice.
We watched Now You See Me.
I like that movie.
I love that. That
Yeah,
one's
I
on
like
my
it.
list, on my EriDan list. So I
Yeah.
started watching the second one, but I can't remember. I've only seen the second one once, and I
Second
can't
one's
remember.
not nearly
I don't.
as
So
good.
far, I'm only just partway through it because I got really tired and I was like, I'm going to bed. But I'm like, it's not. It doesn't hit the same way.
No,
for
it's
sure.
a disappointment. It's one of those
Yeah.
sequels that you wish didn't exist.
That's the
That's
the
most
magic
sequels,
one?
to be honest.
Yeah.
Magic. Okay. Yeah, I've seen it. Second one isn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a disappointment.
Yeah.
First
It's a
one.
rare sequel that holds up as well as the original.
Yeah.
All right. So Sunday. Is that what we said? Sunday? We said Sunday.
Sunday.
Well, get your furry ready. For next Sunday nights, we will Brad Pitt. How many Brad Pitt movies have we done? Not a lot. I don't think we've done many at all, actually.
Have we done any?
Next Sunday will be the Pitts.
It's a war movie. I mean, I don't want to. My score might be low.
What's it called again?
It's got furry.
Fury. I ordered
Self-respect is cool and
Sorry.
when it shows up at the library tomorrow. I'll go. Oh yeah, this is our movie for Sunday.
There you go. Perfect. All right. Well, we're gonna cut this now so everybody has time to watch the movie. You've only got 5
Yeah,
days.
Tuesday to Sunday's a short week.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a long movie. So enjoy the week and the movie and the stuff, and we'll see you Sunday night. Bye.
There you go.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.